Your words are either a prison that confines you or a throne you reign from. How you speak determines everything: the size of your paycheck, the level of respect you command, the strength of your influence. Are you ready to break the chains of ordinary language and start speaking the language of leadership? This book will teach you how to make every word you utter increase your value, your authority, and your power. If you're ready to transform your voice and your life, subscribe to the channel and join a community of leaders. Get ready to change your voice forever.
Stop using the language of weakness. You have a choice: to sound like a hesitant subordinate or to command like a decisive leader. We begin by surgically removing the verbal viruses that infect your authority. Words like just, actually, I think, and sorry when it's not warranted. These are not filler words. They are credibility killers. They are subtle apologies for your own existence. Your language shapes your reality. Every time you say, "I just wanted to check in," you frame yourself as an interruption. When you say, "I think we should," you introduce doubt. Contrast the employee who says, "I just thought maybe we could try this approach, if that's okay," with the one who states, "My analysis shows this is the most effective path forward. I'm implementing it." The first begs for permission. The second announces action. Your language shapes your reality. Choose words that build authority, not apologize for it. Stop weakening your statements. Start declaring your position. You have just performed linguistic surgery, cutting out the words of the weak. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. The law of strategic silence. You have a choice: to sound like a hesitant subordinate or to command like a decisive leader. We begin by surgically removing the verbal viruses that infect your authority. Words like just, actually, I think, and sorry when it's not warranted. These are not filler words. They are credibility killers. They are subtle apologies for your own existence. Your language shapes your reality. Every time you say, "I just wanted to check in," you frame yourself as an interruption. When you say, "I think we should," you introduce doubt. Contrast the employee who says, "I just thought maybe we could try this approach, if that's okay," with the one who states, "My analysis shows this is the most effective path forward. I'm implementing it." The first begs for permission. The second announces action. Your language shapes your reality. Choose words that build authority, not apologize for it. Stop weakening your statements. Start declaring your position. You have just performed linguistic surgery, cutting out the words of the weak. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. The law of strategic silence. You have a choice: to fill the air with nervous chatter or to wield silence as your most sophisticated weapon. Power is not proven by how much you speak, but by your confident ability to be quiet. Silence is your strategic weapon. In negotiation, the first person who speaks after an offer loses leverage. In a meeting, the person who listens intently, processing all angles before speaking, holds the real power. Speak less to influence more. Consider the executive in a high-stakes deal. They make their offer. Then, they stop talking. They maintain comfortable eye contact and wait. The other side, unnerved by the quiet, starts talking, revealing insecurities or even improving the offer. Silence is your strategic weapon. The amateur rushes to fill the void with compromises and explanations. The leader lets the silence do the work for them. Speak less to influence more. Your silence communicates confidence, control, and depth. It forces others to lean in to hear you. You have mastered the power of silence. Now we must give that silence a voice that cannot be ignored. It's time to engineer your instrument. The voice tone that can't be refused. You have a choice to speak in a monotone mumble that fades into the background, or to engineer a voice that commands attention and respect. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. We are going to break down the command voice. Pace. Slow it down. A slow speaker is perceived as more confident and in control. Pitch. Lower your pitch to convey calm authority. Tone. Eliminate the upward inflection that turns statements into questions. Volume. Project from your diaphragm. Don't speak from your throat. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Listen to a world leader addressing their nation. The pace is measured. The tone is resonant and assured. Now listen to a nervous presenter. The words tumble out quickly, the pitch is high, and the sentence ends go up. One commands a country, the other loses their audience. Command the room with your voice. Practice. Record yourself. Listen back and eliminate weakness. Your voice is not fixed. It is a tool you can sharpen. Your voice now has the technical power to lead, but your body is speaking an entire narrative before you utter a single word.
Your body speaks louder than your words. You have a choice to broadcast insecurity through closed, small postures, or to project power with a presence that fills the room. Your body is broadcasting your message. A slumped posture screams low energy. Crossed arms and legs form a barrier, signaling defensiveness. Fidgeting hands reveal nervousness. Averted eyes suggest dishonesty or a lack of conviction. Make sure it's one of power. Observe two people entering a room. One slips in quietly, shoulders slightly hunched, trying not to be seen. The other enters, stands tall, makes brief eye contact, and owns their space. Before a word is spoken, one is perceived as a follower, the other as a leader. Your body is broadcasting your message. Practice power poses. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Keep your hands visible and gestures controlled. Maintain strong but not aggressive eye contact. Make sure it's one of power. Your physical presence is the foundation of your vocal authority. Your body and voice are now in alignment, projecting power. The next step is to transform the very structure of your sentences, from passive to active, from hesitant to decisive,
From I think to I decide. You have a choice to voice opinions as suggestions or to communicate decisions as facts. Leaders declare, followers suggest. The language of hesitation is a cage. I think we should. Maybe we could. Perhaps the best idea is. This language invites debate and reveals a lack of conviction. Replace it with the language of ownership and decisiveness. We will. Our decision is. The plan is. Leaders declare. Followers suggest. In a project crisis, the team is panicking. The follower says, I think we might need to delay. What does everyone else think? The leader states, we are pivoting. Here is the new direction. John, you handle X. Maria, you own Y. The first creates more confusion. The second creates immediate clarity and action. Choose your side. You are not being arrogant. You are being accountable. You are providing the certainty that people crave. Your words are not up for a committee vote. They are the blueprint for action. You now speak with decisive clarity. But how do you get people to act on your decisions without creating resentment? The secret is not to command, but to guide. The art of framing commands as questions. You have a choice to issue blunt orders that create resistance, or to use strategic questions that inspire ownership and willing action. The best command feels like a shared discovery. This is the Socratic method of leadership. Instead of saying, "I need this report by 5 p.m., you ask, "What would it take for us to have a solid draft of this report by 5 p.m.? The first is a demand. The second is a collaborative problem-solving session that leads to the same outcome, but with the employee's brain engaged and their buy-in secured. The best command feels like a shared discovery. A CEO doesn't command culture, they ask, "What kind of environment do we need to build to do our best work?" The answers become the team's own commandments, not a top-down order. This is not manipulation. It is masterful leadership. It transforms compliance into commitment. You now know how to enroll people in your vision. But to make that vision stick, you need to wrap it in a story that captivates the mind and stirs the soul.
The stories that control minds. You have a choice: to present dry data and instructions, or to frame your message within a story that makes it unforgettable and compelling. Frame the battle, and you will lead the army. The human brain is wired for narrative, not for bullet points. A leader uses metaphors, analogies, and stories to create an us versus the challenge mentality. Master the story. A manager introducing a new difficult software system doesn't just send a memo. She says, "Look, our old system was a bicycle. It worked for quiet streets. The new marketplace is a Formula One track. This new software is our race car. It will feel unfamiliar at first. It will be powerful, but it's what we need to win." Frame the battle, and you will lead the army. She has framed the difficulty not as a pointless hassle, but as a necessary part of a heroic journey. The data is now embedded in a mission. Master the story. Your vision becomes their story. You are now a storyteller, capable of framing any challenge as a compelling mission. But what happens when someone challenges your story? How do you handle opposition without losing your footing?
Answering objections without getting defensive. You have a choice: to react to challenges with emotion and defensiveness, or to respond with a structured, unshakable logic that maintains control. A leader is not defensive. A leader is directive. When faced with an objection like, "This will never work," the amateur leader gets angry or flustered. The master leader has a framework: validate, isolate, redirect. First, validate the emotion. "I understand your concern. It's a valid point." This disarms them. Then, isolate the core of the objection. Let's look specifically at the risk you're highlighting. Finally, redirect to a solution or the bigger picture. Here is how the plan mitigates that exact risk, which is why we're moving forward. Guide the conversation. A leader is not defensive. A leader is directive. You are not arguing. You are guiding them to your conclusion. You maintain composure, demonstrate competence, and solidify your authority all at once. Guide the conversation. You can now handle any challenge with poise. Your communication is defensive-proof. The final piece is to make your very presence a magnet for opportunity. Magnetic words. How to attract opportunities. You have a choice: to use common language that describes your function, or to use strategic language that defines your value and vision. Your words are a magnet. Program them to attract success. An entrepreneur doesn't say, "I make an app." They say, "We're building a platform that solves the critical inefficiency in X industry." A job candidate doesn't say, "I managed projects." They say, "I orchestrate complex initiatives to deliver measurable growth." Your words are a magnet. The first phrasing is transactional. The second is transformational. It speaks to vision, impact, and value. It doesn't just describe what you do, it announces who you are and the problem you solve. This language attracts investors, talent, clients, and promotions. It makes people lean in and ask, "Tell me more." Program them to attract success. You are not just talking. You are broadcasting your value on a frequency that only opportunity can hear. You have assembled all the components: the vocabulary, the silence, the voice, the body, the stories, the frames. Now it is time to fuse them into a new identity.
The final integration, your new vocal identity. You have a choice: to see these tools as techniques you use, or to fully integrate them into the core of who you are, becoming a leader who communicates from a state of being, not just doing. You are no longer just speaking. You are leading out loud. This is the final stage. It's no longer about remembering to drop "I think." It's about a fundamental identity shift, where that phrase no longer occurs to you. You are a leader. Therefore, your posture is naturally strong. Your voice is naturally commanding. Your words are naturally decisive. You are leading out loud. This is the before and after. The person who walked into this book might have been the one who prepared to speak. The person who is finishing it is the one for whom others prepare to listen. You are no longer just speaking. You are leading out loud. This is your new vocal identity. It is permanent. It is powerful. It is you. This is your vocal transformation. Complete. You now possess the lexicon of leadership. You've eliminated the words of the weak. You've mastered strategic silence. Your voice commands attention, your body projects authority, and your words frame reality. You don't just communicate, you influence. You don't just suggest, you decide. You don't just talk, you lead. From this moment forward, every conversation is a stage for your leadership. Every word is a tool to build your vision. You will no longer speak and hope to be heard. You will speak and know you will be followed. This is your final command, your call to action. Walk into your next meeting, your next conversation, your next presentation, and for the first time, speak not as an employee, not as a peer, but as the leader you were meant to be. Let them hear the difference. Let them feel the shift in authority. Do not ask for the respect your new voice commands. Assume it, project it, and watch as the world aligns with the power of your words. The stage is set. The microphone is yours. Now go lead.